Picture yourself settling into the most comfortable position you can imagine, as we begin a gentle journey back through time to one of history's most fascinating civilizations. Imperial China, spanning over 2 millennia from 221 BCE to 1912. CE represents one of the longest continuous civilizations in human history. Tonight, instead of focusing on the harsh realities that might have challenged a modern person, we'll explore this ancient world as a place of wonder, wisdom, and profound cultural achievement. The China we're visiting tonight existed in a time when the pace of life moved with the natural rhythms of the seasons. There were no rushing cars, no blinking screens, no constant digital notifications. Instead, life flowed like a peaceful river, guided by ancient philosophies that emphasized harmony, balance, and respect for the natural order. The Chinese concept of time itself was different, cyclical rather than linear, like the gentle turning of seasons or the phases of the moon. Imperial China was built upon the foundation of Confucian ideals, which promoted social harmony, respect for elders, and the importance of education and moral cultivation. These weren't harsh rules imposed from above, but rather gentle guidelines that helped millions of people live together in relative peace and prosperity for centuries. The Chinese believed in the mandate of heaven, the idea that good governance came from moral virtue and harmony with natural law. The geography of China provided natural boundaries that allowed this civilization to develop its unique character over thousands of years. To the west, the towering Himalayas and vast deserts created a protective barrier. To the east, the Pacific Ocean stretched endlessly toward distant shores. To the north, the Great Wall snaked across mountains and valleys, not as a prison wall, but as a gentle guardian watching over the fertile lands below. Within these natural boundaries, the Chinese developed sophisticated systems of governance, philosophy, art, and technology that would influence the entire world. They invented paper, gunpowder, the compass, and printing, innovations that emerged not from frantic competition, but from patient observation and quiet contemplation. Chinese scholars spent their lives in peaceful study, copying ancient texts by candlelight in quiet monasteries and libraries. The imperial palace system represented order and beauty on a scale that's difficult to imagine today. The Forbidden City in Beijing, with its 9,999 rooms, wasn't designed to overwhelm or intimidate, but to create a sense of cosmic harmony. Every courtyard, every roofline, every decorative element followed principles of feng shui that were meant to channel positive energy and create balance between heaven and earth. Chinese medicine, developed over thousands of years, viewed the human body as a microcosm of the universe, where health came from maintaining balance between opposing forces. Practitioners didn't rush to treat symptoms, but spent long hours observing patients, feeling pulses, and understanding the subtle rhythms of qi, or life energy, as it flowed through invisible channels in the body. The Chinese calendar followed both solar and lunar cycles, creating a complex but beautiful system that honored the changing seasons. Festivals marked important transitions, the arrival of spring, the harvest moon, the winter solstice. These weren't just celebrations, but opportunities for entire communities to pause, reflect, and reconnect with the natural rhythms that governed all life. Tea culture in China elevated a simple beverage into an art form and spiritual practice. Tea masters spent decades learning to prepare the perfect cup, understanding that the temperature of water, the quality of leaves, and even the mindset of the preparer could transform a mundane activity into a meditation on presence and mindfulness. Tea ceremonies were conducted in beautiful gardens, where the sound of water features and the fragrance of flowering plants created an atmosphere of profound tranquility. Chinese architecture followed principles that emphasized harmony with natural surroundings. Pagodas rose gracefully into the sky like stylized trees, their curved rooflines echoing the shapes of mountains and clouds. Gardens were designed as Three-dimensional poems, where every rock, every plant, every pathway told a story about the relationship between humans and nature. The examination system that governed entry into the civil service represented a remarkable commitment to meritocracy and learning. Young scholars spent years studying classical texts, practicing calligraphy, and developing their understanding of poetry, history, and philosophy. The Imperial academies were places of quiet contemplation where students lived simply, woke early, and dedicated their days to the pursuit of wisdom and moral cultivation. As we continue our gentle journey into Imperial China, imagine yourself awakening not in the modern world, but in a time when mornings began with the soft sound of wooden temple bells echoing across misty valleys. The air would be different, cleaner, carrying the scents of incense from nearby temples, the fragrance of jasmine flowers, and the earthy smell of wet soil after morning dew. Your first impression of Imperial China wouldn't be harsh or overwhelming, but rather like stepping into a living watercolor painting. The landscape itself seemed designed to inspire contemplation and peace. Rolling hills covered with terraced fields created patterns that looked like giant green stairways ascending toward the clouds. Rivers meandered gently through valleys, their surfaces reflecting the sky like mirrors, broken only by the occasional passage of a wooden boat with its distinctive sail silhouetted against the morning light. The sounds of this ancient world would immediately capture your attention, not because they were loud or jarring, but because of their gentle, rhythmic quality. In the distance, you might hear the soft clacking of bamboo wind chimes, the peaceful splash of water wheels turning slowly in village streams, and the melodic calls of vendors announcing their wares in sing-song voices that had been passed down through generations. Cities in Imperial China weren't the chaotic, crowded places we might imagine. Instead, they were carefully planned communities built around principles of harmony and order. Streets followed geometric patterns that were believed to channel positive energy throughout the urban space. Wide boulevards were lined with shade trees, and public squares provided gathering places where people moved at a leisurely pace, stopping to chat with neighbors or observe street performers demonstrating traditional arts. The architecture you'd encounter would be unlike anything in the modern world. Buildings seemed to grow organically from the landscape, their curved roofs and wooden frameworks creating structures that appeared both substantial and graceful. Walls were often painted in soft colors, pale yellows, gentle greens, warm earth, tones that complemented rather than competed with the natural surroundings. Markets in Imperial China were sensory experiences that unfolded slowly, like elaborate theatrical performances. Merchants arranged their goods with the care of artists creating gallery exhibitions. Silk fabrics cascaded from wooden displays, like frozen waterfalls, their colors shifting subtly in the changing light. Spice vendors created intricate geometric patterns with their aromatic wares, star anise, cinnamon bark, dried ginger root, each arrangement designed to please the eye as much as the nose. The pace of daily life would feel almost dreamlike to modern sensibilities. People moved with deliberate grace, their clothing, long robes, wide sleeves, soft-soled shoes, encouraging fluid, unhurried movement. Conversations were conducted in gentle tones, with frequent pauses for reflection. Business transactions became opportunities for social interaction, with elaborate rituals of courtesy and respect that could transform a simple purchase into a meaningful human connection. Water played a central role in Chinese urban planning, not just for practical purposes but for its aesthetic and spiritual qualities. Fountains, streams, and artificial ponds were integrated into city designs, creating cooling microclimates and providing the peaceful sound of flowing water that masked any harsh urban noises. Public gardens featured elaborate water features, where goldfish swam lazily among water lily, and small bridges allowed pedestrians to pause and contemplate the gentle movement below. The clothing worn in Imperial China was designed for comfort and dignity rather than speed or efficiency. Loose-fitting robes allowed air to circulate freely, keeping the body cool in summer and providing layers of warmth in winter. Fabrics were chosen for their feel against the skin: soft cotton, smooth silk, lightweight linen, and colors were selected to complement the wearer's complexion and the season of the year. Food culture in Imperial China elevated every meal into an opportunity for mindfulness and appreciation. Dishes were prepared with attention not just to flavor, but to color, texture, and visual presentation. Meals were served on beautiful porcelain that was considered artwork in itself, and eating utensils were crafted from materials like jade, silver, or carved wood that felt pleasant in the hand and connected diners to the natural world. The concept of personal space in Imperial China was different from modern Western ideas. Privacy wasn't about isolation, but about creating quiet zones for reflection and contemplation. Homes featured interior courtyards where families could gather in the open air while still maintaining intimacy. Rooms were separated by beautiful screens that filtered light and sound rather than blocking them completely, creating a sense of connected solitude. Gardens in Imperial China were designed as outdoor rooms where people could experience different moods and energies throughout the day. Morning gardens caught the first light and were perfect for meditation and gentle exercise. Like Tai Chi, afternoon spaces provided shade and cooling breezes for reading or conversation. Evening areas were positioned to capture sunset views and were often equipped with comfortable seating for contemplating the transition from day to night. As our journey deepens, imagine yourself gradually adjusting to the gentle rhythms of Imperial Chinese life. The transition would be like sinking into a warm bath, initially different from what you're accustomed to, but increasingly comfortable and soothing. The very concept of time in Imperial China operated on principles that would feel revolutionary to our modern, rushed sensibilities. The Chinese day began with the first hint of light on the eastern horizon, not because of alarm clocks or schedules, but because people lived in harmony with natural cycles. This wasn't a harsh awakening, but a gentle emergence from sleep that followed the body's natural rhythms. People rose slowly, taking time to appreciate the transition from the dream world to waking consciousness. Morning routines were deliberate and mindful, washing with water warmed over small fires, dressing in comfortable layers, and taking a few moments for personal reflection before engaging with the outside world. Breakfast in Imperial China was a simple but satisfying affair. Rice porridge, prepared slowly overnight in clay pots, provided gentle nourishment that was easy on the digestive system. Green tea, brewed with water heated to the precise temperature that would extract the best flavor without bitterness, offered caffeine in a form that energized without creating jitters or crashes. Fresh fruits picked from garden trees provided natural sweetness and vitamins, while simple vegetables added color and texture to the morning meal. The workday in Imperial China unfolded at a pace that honored human limitations and natural energy cycles. Farmers worked in their fields during the cool morning hours, taking breaks in shaded areas when the sun became too intense. Artisans crafted their goods with attention to quality rather than quantity, understanding that rushing would compromise the integrity of their work. Merchants opened their shops when customers were ready to buy, not according to arbitrary schedules imposed from outside. Mid-morning brought opportunities for social interaction that were built into the structure of daily life. Tea houses served as community centers where people gathered to share news, discuss philosophy, or simply enjoy each other's company. These weren't hurried coffee breaks, but leisurely interludes that could last for hours if the conversation was engaging. The tea house environment, with its comfortable seating, gentle lighting, and peaceful atmosphere, encouraged the kind of deep, meaningful exchanges that are rare in our modern world. Traditional Chinese medicine recognized that the human body has natural energy cycles throughout the day, and daily schedules were arranged to work with rather than against these biological rhythms. The hours between 10 and noon were considered optimal for mental work, when the mind was clear and focused. Early afternoon was seen as a time for physical activity or manual labor, while late afternoon was perfect for social activities and community engagement. The siesta tradition in Imperial China wasn't laziness, but wisdom based on thousands of years of observation about human energy patterns. When the sun reached its peak intensity, people naturally sought shade and rest. This wasn't a brief nap, but a genuine pause in the day's activities that allowed both body and mind to recharge. People might sleep, meditate, read, or engage in quiet conversation during these afternoon rest periods. Gardens and courtyards provided perfect environments for this midday restoration. Covered pavilions offered protection from the sun while allowing cooling breezes to flow through. The sound of water features, fountains, streams, or artificial waterfalls, created natural white noise that masked any disruptive sounds from the outside world. Comfortable furniture, often made from bamboo or other materials that stayed cool to the touch, invited people to recline and relax completely. The afternoon hours in Imperial China were reserved for activities that required patience and attention to detail. This was when artisans did their finest work, when scholars copied important texts, and when families engaged in activities that strengthened their bonds. Children might practice calligraphy under the guidance of their elders, learning not just to write characters, but to appreciate the meditative quality of brushstrokes flowing across paper. Evening approached gradually in Imperial China without the artificial lighting that makes modern transitions from day to night seem abrupt. As the sun lowered in the sky, the quality of light changed slowly, becoming warmer and softer. This natural dimming process encouraged the body's own circadian rhythms to begin preparing for sleep. People began lighting oil lamps and candles, but the gentle illumination they provided created an atmosphere of intimacy and calm rather than harsh visibility. Dinner in Imperial China was a leisurely affair that brought families and communities together. Meals were prepared slowly, with attention to the medicinal as well as nutritional properties of different foods. The Chinese understanding of food as medicine meant that meals were balanced not just for flavor, but for their effects on the body's energy systems. Warm, nourishing soups were particularly valued for their ability to comfort and restore the body after a day's activities. The evening hours were reserved for activities that prepared the mind and body for sleep. This might include gentle exercises like Qigong or Tai Chi, which promoted the free flow of energy throughout the body. Reading classical poetry or philosophy was another popular evening activity, as the contemplative nature of these texts naturally quieted mental chatter and encouraged peaceful reflection. Traditional Chinese sleeping arrangements were designed to promote deep, restorative rest. Beds were positioned to take advantage of natural air circulation, and bedding materials were chosen for their ability to regulate body temperature throughout the night. The concept of feng shui influenced bedroom design, ensuring that sleeping spaces promoted positive energy flow and protected occupants from negative influences. As we delve deeper into our peaceful exploration of Imperial China, imagine yourself being gently welcomed into one of the most serene environments ever created by human hands, the contemplative spaces within Chinese imperial palaces and monasteries. These weren't places of confinement or restriction, but rather sanctuaries designed specifically to nurture the human spirit and encourage deep, restorative peace. The chamber we're entering together exists in the heart of a Qing dynasty palace complex, built during the golden age of Chinese architecture, when every design element was carefully considered for its psychological and spiritual effects. This particular room was known as a hall of quiet reflection, one of dozens of similar spaces scattered throughout the palace grounds, each serving as a refuge from the complexities of imperial life. The walls of this contemplative chamber are constructed from warm, honey-colored wood that has been aged and polished until it glows with an inner light. The grain patterns in the wood seem to flow like frozen rivers, creating natural artwork that changes subtly as daylight moves across the surfaces throughout the day. Between the wooden panels, sections of soft green silk display painted scenes of misty mountains, peaceful lakes, and graceful cranes in flight, images chosen specifically for their calming effects on the human psyche. The floor beneath your feet is covered with thick, hand-woven carpets in muted earth tones, deep blues like twilight sky, soft grays like morning mist, and warm browns like fertile soil. These carpets aren't just decorative, but functional elements designed to absorb sound and create a sense of cushioned comfort that encourages relaxation. Walking across them is like moving through a landscape of clouds, with each step silent and supported. Natural light enters this peaceful space through latticed windows made from thin sheets of white jade that filter the incoming sunlight into a soft, pearl-like glow. This isn't the harsh, direct illumination that can strain the eyes, but rather a diffused radiance that seems to emanate from the very air itself. As clouds pass overhead outside, the light in the chamber shifts gently, creating an ever-changing but never disturbing play of brightness and shadow. The air in this contemplative space carries the subtle fragrance of sandalwood incense, burning in a beautiful bronze vessel positioned in one corner of the room. The incense isn't overpowering or cloying, but provides just enough aromatic presence to engage the sense of smell in a positive way. Mixed with the sandalwood are hints of jasmine and lotus blossom, scents that Chinese aromatherapy traditions associate with mental clarity and emotional peace. Furniture in this hall of quiet reflection is minimal but exquisitely crafted. A low platform bed, covered with silk cushions and soft blankets, occupies the center of the space. This isn't just a place for sleeping, but a meditation surface designed for various forms of rest and contemplation. The height is perfect for sitting comfortably with legs crossed, and the firmness provides proper support for the spine while still offering enough softness for complete relaxation. Near one wall stands a small writing desk made from polished rosewood, its surface bare except for traditional implements of Chinese calligraphy, an inkstone, brushes of various sizes, and a few sheets of handmade paper. These aren't intended for urgent correspondence or business documents, but for the contemplative practice of copying poetry or philosophical texts, activities that occupy the hands while freeing the mind to enter meditative states. A water feature provides the gentle sound of flowing liquid without being distracting or overwhelming. This is a small fountain carved from green jade, where water rises from a hidden source and cascades down carved channels that have been designed to create the most pleasing acoustic effects. The sound is like a mountain stream heard from a distance, present but not demanding attention, rhythmic but not monotonous. The temperature in this contemplative chamber is naturally regulated by the thick walls and careful positioning of windows and ventilation openings. Cool air enters through floor-level vents and rises slowly through the space, carrying away any stuffiness while maintaining a comfortable atmosphere. In winter, a small brazier burning aromatic charcoal provides gentle warmth without smoke or harsh smells. Lighting for evening hours comes from paper lanterns suspended at various heights throughout the room. These aren't bright, but rather provide pools of soft illumination that create intimate zones within the larger space. The paper used for the lanterns is handmade and slightly translucent, so the light that filters through has a warm, golden quality that's easy on the eyes and conducive to peaceful activities. The acoustic properties of this chamber have been carefully designed to promote tranquility. The soft materials absorb harsh sounds while allowing pleasant ones, like the water feature, distant bird songs, or gentle music, to resonate beautifully. Conversations in this space naturally take on hushed, reverent tones, and even silence seems to have weight and presence. Storage areas are concealed behind silk panels, maintaining the clean, uncluttered aesthetic that's essential for mental peace. Everything needed for comfort is available but not visible, allowing the mind to rest without being stimulated by visual complexity or reminders of mundane concerns. This principle of hidden functionality is central to Chinese interior design philosophy. The ceiling above displays a masterwork of traditional Chinese painting, a night sky filled with stars and a gentle moon, surrounded by stylized clouds that seem to drift slowly even when viewed from below. This celestial scene provides a focal point for meditation and contemplation, reminding viewers of their connection to the vastness of the universe, while maintaining the intimate scale of the chamber itself. As we settle more deeply into this sanctuary of tranquility, imagine yourself experiencing the profound shift that occurs when the mind finally releases its grip on the concerns of daily life and allows itself to drift into the deeper currents of contemplative awareness. This is the state that Chinese philosophers called Wu Wei, effortless action, or perhaps more accurately, effortless being. The soft silk cushions beneath you seem to mold themselves perfectly to the contours of your body, providing support exactly where it's needed while allowing complete muscular relaxation. This isn't the artificial softness of modern materials, but the organic comfort that comes from natural fibers that breathe and adjust to body temperature. As you settle more deeply into this supportive embrace, you can feel the accumulated tension of modern life beginning to dissolve like morning mist in warm sunlight. Your breathing begins to synchronize naturally with the gentle rhythm of the water feature nearby. Each inhalation brings the subtle fragrance of sandalwood and jasmine, while each exhalation releases not just carbon dioxide, but the mental static that has been clouding your inner vision. This isn't forced or artificial breathing, but the natural rhythm that emerges when the nervous system finally feels safe enough to let go of its hypervigilant state. The filtered light streaming through the jade window screens creates patterns on the chamber walls that shift almost imperceptibly as time passes. These moving shadows become a form of visual meditation, providing just enough stimulation to keep the mind gently occupied without overwhelming it with complexity. Chinese artists understood that the human eye craves subtle movement and variation, and they designed these lighting effects to satisfy that need in the most peaceful way possible. The sound environment in this contemplative space creates what acoustic experts call a sonic cocoon, a gentle envelope of pleasant sounds that masks any potentially disturbing noises from the outside world while providing enough auditory interest to keep the mind from becoming restless. The water fountain provides the baseline rhythm, like a slow, steady heartbeat, while occasional bird songs from the palace gardens add natural melody to this peaceful soundscape. As your body settles more completely into the silk cushions, you become aware of the subtle but profound comfort provided by the natural temperature regulation of this ancient chamber. The thick walls and carefully positioned air vents create gentle currents that keep the air fresh without creating drafts. This isn't the artificial climate control of modern buildings, but the organic environmental management that Chinese architects perfected over centuries of observation and refinement. The aromatic environment continues to work its subtle magic on your nervous system. Sandalwood, burned for centuries in Chinese temples and palaces, contains compounds that research has shown can reduce anxiety and promote mental clarity. Jasmine provides gentle stimulation that keeps the mind alert but relaxed, while lotus blossom essence has been used in traditional Chinese medicine to promote emotional balance and spiritual openness. Your eyes naturally gravitate toward the painted ceiling above, where the artistic representation of the night sky provides a perfect focus for deepening meditation. The artist who created this celestial scene understood the psychological effect of gazing upward at stars and moon. This upward focus naturally shifts brain activity away from the analytical, problem-solving modes that dominate daytime consciousness and toward the more receptive intuitive states that prepare the mind for sleep. The writing materials on the nearby rosewood desk catch the soft lantern light, their surfaces seeming to glow with their own inner radiance. These tools represent one of humanity's highest achievements, the ability to capture thoughts and feelings in visible form. But tonight they serve a different purpose, reminding you that creativity and expression are natural human activities that don't require struggle or strain, but flow most freely when the mind is at peace. Time begins to lose its usual meaning. In this contemplative environment, minutes pass like gentle waves on a calm lake, each one similar to the last but slightly different, creating a rhythm that's both predictable and subtly varied. This is the natural flow of time that humans experienced for thousands of years, before mechanical clocks imposed their rigid structure on human consciousness. The silk wall hangings painted with scenes of misty mountains and peaceful waters begin to take on an almost three-dimensional quality as your perception shifts into deeper states of relaxation. These aren't just decorative images, but windows into landscapes of the mind where stress and anxiety cannot survive. Chinese landscape. Painters understood that nature scenes have the power to transform consciousness, providing visual pathways to inner peace. As you sink deeper into this state of profound relaxation, you become aware of the subtle energy that Chinese philosophy calls qi, flowing more freely through your body. This isn't mystical or supernatural, but the simple experience of improved circulation, deeper breathing, and nervous system calm that occurs when the body finally feels safe enough to activate its natural healing responses. The chamber's acoustic design becomes more apparent as your hearing becomes more sensitive in this relaxed state. Every sound, the gentle splash of water, the soft rustle of silk wall hangings and the barely perceptible air currents, the distant chiming of temple bells, seems perfectly positioned in a three-dimensional sound environment that surrounds and protects you like an invisible cocoon of tranquility. Your connection to the outside world begins to feel less urgent, less demanding. The concerns that seemed so important earlier in the day now appear in their proper perspective as temporary conditions that will resolve themselves naturally without requiring your constant attention and worry. This isn't indifference or escapism, but the wisdom that comes from stepping back far enough to see the bigger picture. The gentle warmth radiating from the small brazier in the corner creates microclimates of comfort within the chamber, warm currents of air that seem to seek out and soothe any remaining areas of physical tension. This isn't the forced heat of modern systems, but the organic warmth that comes from burning aromatic woods and charcoal, heat that carries beneficial negative ions and subtle therapeutic compounds. As our journey into profound tranquility continues, imagine yourself being gently drawn even deeper into the restorative embrace of this ancient sanctuary. The contemplative chamber has become more than just a physical space. It has transformed into a state of consciousness where the boundaries between inner and outer experience begin to dissolve in the most peaceful and natural way. The silk cushions supporting your body have warmed to your exact body temperature, creating the sensation that you're floating in a perfectly calibrated environment that responds to your needs without any effort on your part. This is the kind of comfort that money cannot buy in the modern world, not because of luxury or expense, but because it requires the kind of patience and wisdom that can only develop over generations of careful observation and refinement. Your breathing has become so natural and effortless that you're barely aware of it as a separate process. Instead, it feels as though the chamber itself is breathing, and you're simply participating in this larger rhythm of inhalation and exhalation that connects you to the living environment around you. Chinese breathing practices recognize this unity between person and place, understanding that true relaxation occurs when we stop fighting our environment and begin dancing with it. The light filtering through the jade window screens has taken on an almost liquid quality, seeming to flow through the air like honey-colored water. This isn't just perception altered by relaxation, but the actual behavior of light in carefully controlled atmospheric conditions. The Chinese palace architects understood that humidity, temperature, and air movement could be adjusted to create optical effects that promote deeper states of consciousness. Sounds in the chamber have arranged themselves into a natural symphony of tranquility. The water feature provides the steady percussion, like gentle rain on leaves. The silk wall hangings contribute whispered percussion as they respond to air currents too subtle for conscious detection. Distant temple bells add occasional melodic notes that seem to arise from the silence itself rather than intruding upon it. Your awareness of time has shifted into what Chinese philosophers called eternal present, a state where past and future lose their grip on consciousness, leaving only the infinite depth of the current moment. This isn't disorientation or confusion, but the natural state of awareness that emerges when the mind stops its constant projection into imagined futures and reliving of remembered pasts. The aromatic environment has become so perfectly integrated with your breathing that it's impossible to separate the fragrance from the air itself. Sandalwood, jasmine, and lotus blossom have created an olfactory landscape that exists somewhere between the external world and internal experience. Traditional Chinese aromatherapy understood that scent works directly on the limbic system, bypassing rational thought to influence emotional and physical states. Temperature in the chamber has achieved perfect equilibrium with your body's needs. There are no cold spots or warm zones, no drafts or stagnant areas, just a uniform field of comfort that allows every cell in your body to relax completely. This kind of environmental harmony was considered one of the highest achievements of Chinese architectural science, requiring deep understanding of airflow, thermal mass, and seasonal variations. The painted ceiling above has become a portal into vast inner spaces where consciousness can expand without losing its essential peace and stability. The artistic representation of night sky and drifting clouds serves as a visual anchor for meditation, providing just enough complexity to engage the visual cortex while encouraging the kind of soft focus that leads to transcendent states. Your body's natural healing processes have activated fully in this environment of complete safety and support. Circulation has improved, bringing fresh oxygen and nutrients to every tissue while carrying away the metabolic waste products that accumulate during periods of stress and tension. This isn't just relaxation, but actual regeneration occurring at the cellular level. The concept of effort has become almost meaningless in this state of profound rest. Everything that needs to happen, breathing, circulation, digestion, neural repair, is occurring automatically and optimally without any conscious direction or control. This is the state that Taoist philosophy calls Wu Wei, where action arises naturally from stillness rather than being forced through willpower and struggle. Emotional states that seemed so solid and permanent earlier in the day have revealed their true nature as temporary weather patterns moving through the vast sky of consciousness. Worry, frustration, excitement, and restlessness are all present as possibilities, but they no longer have the power to disturb the fundamental peace that has established itself as your baseline experience. The chamber's feng shui design has created energy flows that support rather than disrupt your natural biorhythms. Ancient Chinese masters understood that the placement of furniture, the direction of doorways, and the position of decorative elements could either enhance or interfere with the subtle energy patterns that influence health and well-being. In this space, everything has been arranged to promote the deepest possible restoration. Mental activity has shifted from the usual problem-solving mode into what could be called appreciation consciousness, a state where awareness simply receives and enjoys the richness of immediate experience without needing to analyze, categorize, or change anything. This isn't intellectual understanding, but direct knowing, the kind of wisdom that emerges from complete presence. The silk wall hangings painted with natural scenes have become transparent, as if you're looking through windows into actual mountain valleys and peaceful lakes. Chinese landscape painting was always intended as a meditation practice rather than mere decoration, designed to transport viewers into the inner landscapes where true peace and wisdom reside. Sound and silence have merged into a unified field of auditory experience, where the gentle water sounds, distant bells, and soft rustle of fabric create spaces of quiet that are more profound than mere absence of noise. This is the kind of silence that ancient Chinese masters spent lifetimes learning to appreciate, not empty silence, but pregnant silence full of potential and peace. Drifting now into the deepest layers of this ancient sanctuary's embrace, you find yourself entering a state of consciousness that Chinese mystics described as the 1,000-year dream, not sleep, but a profound awakening to timeless dimensions of experience that exist beyond the usual boundaries of personal identity and historical moment. The chamber around you has become transparent to deeper realities, its physical elements serving now as gentle anchors for awareness that is simultaneously deeply personal and vastly impersonal. The silk cushions supporting your body feel like clouds supporting clouds, substantial enough to provide perfect comfort, yet light enough to allow the sensation of floating in an ocean of infinite peace. Your breathing has synchronized not just with the water feature nearby, but with rhythms that seem to extend far beyond this individual space. The breathing of the earth itself, the slow pulse of seasons changing, the vast respiration of galaxies turning in space. Each inhalation draws in not just air, but the accumulated wisdom of thousands of years of human beings who have found peace in spaces like this one. The light streaming through the jade screens has taken on qualities that seem to transcend ordinary illumination. This golden radiance appears to emanate from the very atoms of air, creating an atmosphere where everything glows with its own inner light. Chinese optical science understood that under certain conditions, consciousness itself could influence the behavior of light, creating environments where inner and outer radiance become indistinguishable. Sounds in the chamber have evolved into what could only be described as the music of stillness, not silence, but an acoustic field so perfectly balanced that every sound enhances rather than disturbs the fundamental peace. The water feature's gentle rhythm has become the heartbeat of eternity, while distant temple bells mark not hours or minutes, but the breathing spaces between moments. Time has revealed its true nature as a flexible dimension rather than a rigid framework. Minutes stretch into hours of inner experience, while simultaneously the entire 3-hour journey feels like a single unified moment of awakening. This isn't disorientation, but liberation from the artificial constraints that usually govern temporal experience, allowing consciousness to move freely through its natural cycles of expansion and contraction. The aromatic environment has become so perfectly integrated with your being that fragrance and consciousness have merged into a single field of experience. Sandalwood carries you into states of deep meditation. Jasmine opens channels of appreciation and joy, while lotus blossom connects you to traditions of awakening that stretch back to the very origins of human spiritual practice. Your body has achieved a state of such perfect comfort and support that physical sensations have become pleasurable rather than distracting. Every point of contact with the silk cushions provides exactly the right amount of firmness and softness, creating conditions where the body can completely forget its usual concerns about position, temperature, and support, allowing awareness to flow freely into subtler dimensions of experience. The painted ceiling above has opened into actual sky, as if the roof of the chamber has dissolved to reveal the infinite cosmos beyond. Stars pulse with gentle light that seems to respond to your heartbeat, while clouds drift through inner space that is simultaneously vast and intimate. This isn't hallucination, but the natural expansion of perception that occurs when awareness is no longer confined by ordinary boundaries. Temperature in the chamber has achieved such perfect balance that the distinction between body temperature and air temperature has disappeared. You exist in a field of optimal warmth that requires no adjustment or accommodation, allowing every cell to function at its highest level of efficiency and harmony. This is the physical foundation for transcendent states, perfect physiological balance that supports unlimited expansion of consciousness. The concept of individual identity has become beautifully fluid without being threatening or disorienting. You remain completely yourself while simultaneously participating in something infinitely larger, the accumulated wisdom of Chinese civilization, the peace of countless monks and sages who have meditated in chambers like this one, the eternal stillness that underlies all temporal experience. Mental activity has evolved beyond thought into pure awareness, not the absence of mind, but the presence of mind in its most natural and unobstructed state. Ideas, images, and memories arise and dissolve like clouds in vast sky, leaving no trace. Requiring no response, simply flowing through the infinite space of consciousness, like gentle weather patterns in perfect sky. The feng shui design of the chamber has created energy currents that flow through your being like gentle rivers of light, removing any remaining obstacles to complete peace and restoration. Ancient masters understood that space itself could be programmed to support the highest states of human consciousness, and this room represents the perfection of that understanding. Emotional experiences have transformed from personal reactions into universal qualities that you appreciate without needing to possess or resist. Joy, peace, wonder, and compassion flow through awareness like different colors of light, each one perfect in its own nature, none requiring permanent establishment or anxious protection. The silk wall hangings have become transparent windows into infinite landscapes of the mind where every scene, misty mountains, peaceful lakes, graceful cranes, exists as both external image and internal reality. Chinese artists painted these scenes as maps of consciousness, understanding that outer beauty and inner peace are different expressions of the same fundamental harmony. Sound has evolved into something closer to the music of the spheres, not audible in the ordinary sense, but felt as vibrations that harmonize every level of your being. The water feature continues its gentle rhythm, but now each drop seems to carry the accumulated peace of every meditation hall, every temple, every quiet moment in the history of human awakening. Physical sensations have become so refined and pleasurable that the body itself feels like a temple of awareness rather than a burden to be managed. Every breath brings perfect nourishment. Every heartbeat distributes peace throughout your entire system. Every nerve ending receives exactly the stimulation needed to maintain optimal comfort and alertness. The chamber's lighting has achieved the perfect balance between clarity and softness, providing enough illumination for awareness to function clearly while maintaining the gentle dimness that encourages deep states of consciousness. This isn't artificial lighting, but organic radiance that seems to emerge from the harmony between inner peace and outer environment. Your connection to the broader universe has become so natural and effortless that individual consciousness and cosmic consciousness feel like different aspects of the same phenomenon. You remain completely grounded in personal experience while simultaneously participating in the vast intelligence that guides galaxies and grows flowers with equal precision and care. Sleep begins to approach not as unconsciousness, but as another dimension of the same peaceful awareness that has been deepening throughout this journey. The transition from waking meditation to sleeping meditation occurs as naturally as sunset, with consciousness maintaining its essential quality of peace and openness, even as it prepares to enter different levels of experience. As the gentle progression towards sleep begins in earnest, imagine yourself experiencing the most natural and effortless transition from waking consciousness to the sacred rest that awaits. This isn't the collapse into unconsciousness that often characterizes modern sleep, but the graceful descent into restorative states that Chinese sleep wisdom cultivated over thousands of years of careful observation and practice. The chamber's environment has adjusted itself almost imperceptibly to support this transition. The jade window screens have dimmed slightly as evening deepens outside, creating an atmosphere of gentle twilight that signals to every cell in your body that the active phase of the day is drawing to a peaceful close. This isn't artificial darkness, but the organic dimming that allows natural circadian rhythms to assert their ancient wisdom. Your breathing has become so slow and deep that each inhalation seems to draw peace directly from the universe itself, while each exhalation releases not just carbon dioxide, but every remaining trace of tension, worry, or mental agitation. Chinese breathing practices recognize that the transition to sleep begins with the breath, as the nervous system follows respiratory rhythms into progressively deeper states of rest. The silk cushions beneath you have achieved such perfect conformity to your body's contours that you feel completely supported without any pressure points or areas of discomfort. This is the kind of physical foundation that allows consciousness to let go completely, knowing that the body will be perfectly cared for throughout the night. Traditional Chinese bedding was designed specifically to promote the kind of deep, uninterrupted sleep that supports both physical restoration and spiritual development. Temperature in the chamber has naturally adjusted to the slight cooling that encourages optimal sleep. This isn't the artificial manipulation of modern climate control, but the organic temperature regulation that occurs when buildings are designed to work with, rather than against natural thermal cycles. Your body responds to this gentle cooling by beginning its own internal preparations for the restorative processes that occur during deep sleep. The water feature's gentle rhythm has become almost subliminal, providing just enough acoustic presence to mask any potentially disturbing sounds from outside while creating the kind of rhythmic constancy that helps maintain peaceful sleep throughout the night. Chinese acoustic science understood that the ideal sleep environment includes gentle, consistent sounds rather than complete silence, which can actually be more disturbing than helpful. Aromatic molecules from the sandalwood incense have reached optimal concentration in the chamber's atmosphere, creating an olfactory environment that research has shown can significantly improve sleep quality and dream content. Traditional Chinese aromatherapy recognized that certain scents not only promote relaxation but actually enhance the restorative processes that occur during sleep, leading to more refreshing and regenerative rest. Your mind's natural tendency to review the day's experiences and plan for tomorrow has been gently replaced by a state of pure appreciation for the present moment. This transition from analytical thinking to receptive awareness is one of the most important shifts that must occur for truly restful sleep. Chinese sleep practices include specific techniques for helping the mind release its grip on past and future, allowing consciousness to settle into the eternal present where deep rest becomes possible. The painted ceiling above has dimmed to reveal more clearly the subtle luminescence of the artistic stars and moon, creating a perfect focal point for the kind of upward-gazing meditation that naturally leads to sleep. Ancient sleep masters understood that the direction of visual attention influences brain chemistry, and looking upward while lying down promotes the production of melatonin and other compounds that support healthy sleep cycles. Physical sensations throughout your body have become uniformly pleasant and comfortable, with circulation flowing freely to every extremity and organ system. This optimal physical state isn't accidental, but the natural result of the complete relaxation and environmental harmony that has been building throughout the evening. When the body feels completely safe and supported, it naturally begins the complex biochemical processes that lead to restorative sleep. The chamber's feng shui design continues to work its subtle influence, creating energy flows that support rather than disrupt the delicate transition from waking to sleeping consciousness. Every element in the room, from the position of furniture to the direction of air currents, has been arranged to promote the kind of deep, peaceful sleep that was considered essential for physical health, emotional balance, and spiritual development. Emotional states have achieved a perfect equilibrium where peace predominates without suppressing other feelings. Joy, gratitude, wonder, and compassion remain available as background qualities of awareness, while potentially disturbing emotions like anxiety, frustration, or excitement have naturally dissolved in the ocean of tranquility that surrounds and fills your being. Time has slowed to match the rhythm of approaching sleep, with each moment stretching luxuriously without any sense of urgency or pressure. This isn't sluggishness, but the natural deceleration that occurs when consciousness prepares to enter the timeless dimensions of sleep and dreams. Chinese temporal philosophy recognized that healthy sleep requires releasing attachment to clock time and allowing awareness to flow according to its own organic rhythms. The silk wall hangings have become so transparent that the peaceful landscapes they depict seem to extend infinitely in all directions, creating the sense that you're resting in the heart of a vast, benevolent natural world. These painted scenes serve as visual gateways to the inner landscapes that will unfold during sleep, preparing consciousness for the journey into dreams and deep rest. Sound and silence have merged into a unified acoustic environment where the gentle water sounds, distant bells, and soft rustle of fabric create the perfect background for sleep. This isn't white noise, but organic sound that actually enhances rather than masks the natural quiet that supports restorative rest. Ancient Chinese sleep environments were designed to provide this kind of beneficial acoustic presence throughout the night. Your connection to the chamber itself has become so intimate that the boundary between your consciousness and the space around you has become beautifully permeable. You rest not just in the physical room, but in the accumulated peace of thousands of years of meditation and contemplation that these walls have witnessed and absorbed. Mental activity has evolved into the kind of gentle, unfocused awareness that serves as the perfect bridge between waking consciousness and sleep. Thoughts continue to arise, but they're like clouds drifting across infinite sky, present but not demanding attention, meaningful but not requiring analysis or response. As we enter the final phase of this profound journey through Imperial China's most sacred spaces, allow yourself to experience the ultimate gift that this ancient wisdom tradition offers: the transition into sleep as a conscious, peaceful, and deeply healing process that restores not just the body, but the very essence of your being. The chamber has become more than a physical space. It has transformed into a state of consciousness itself, a living temple of peace where every element continues to support your journey into the deepest, most restorative sleep imaginable. The silk cushions beneath you feel like they're made of crystallized comfort, perfectly supporting your body while allowing complete surrender to the natural processes of rest and renewal. Your breathing has achieved the slow, deep rhythm that ancient Chinese sleep masters considered the gateway to immortal rest, not immortal in the sense of never-ending, but immortal in the sense of touching something eternal and unchanging within the flow of temporal experience. Each breath carries you deeper into states of consciousness where healing occurs not just for tonight, but for accumulated fatigue and stress that may have been building for months or years. The jade-filtered light has dimmed to the softest possible glow, creating an atmosphere of sacred twilight where the boundaries between inner and outer reality become beautifully fluid. This gentle luminescence will continue throughout the night, providing just enough orientation for the deepest levels of consciousness while maintaining the protective darkness that allows optimal sleep cycles to unfold naturally. Temperature in the chamber has stabilized at the precise degree that Chinese sleep science identified as most conducive to deep, uninterrupted rest. This isn't just comfort, but therapeutic precision, creating conditions where every physiological system can perform its nocturnal restoration work with maximum efficiency. Your body responds to this perfect thermal environment by releasing into the kind of cellular repair and regeneration that occurs only during the deepest phases of sleep. The water feature has become the heartbeat of eternity itself, its gentle rhythm now perfectly synchronized with your own pulse and breathing. This acoustic anchor will continue throughout the night, providing a consistent thread of peaceful sound that helps maintain the continuity of deep rest while protecting against any potentially disturbing noises from the world beyond these walls. Sandalwood molecules continue to circulate through the chamber's atmosphere at optimal concentration, creating an aromatic environment that research has shown can actually improve the quality of dreams and enhance the restorative value of sleep. Traditional Chinese aromatherapy understood that certain scents work directly on the unconscious mind, programming dreams for healing, insight, and spiritual development. Your mind has achieved the perfect balance between alertness and relaxation. That allows conscious participation in the transition to sleep. This isn't forced unconsciousness, but voluntary surrender to natural processes, maintaining just enough awareness to appreciate the beauty of the journey, while allowing deeper levels of consciousness to emerge and take over the night's healing work. The painted ceiling above has become a portal into infinite space where consciousness can expand without losing its essential peace and stability. As sleep approaches, this cosmic scene serves as the last visual anchor before awareness transitions into the inner landscapes of dreams and deep rest. Ancient sleep practices use such upward-focused meditation to ensure that the transition to unconsciousness occurred from a state of expansion rather than contraction. Physical sensations throughout your body have become uniformly blissful, with every muscle, organ, and nerve ending bathed in the kind of comfort that allows complete letting go. This isn't numbness, but heightened sensitivity to pleasure and ease, creating the physical foundation for sleep that is truly restorative rather than merely unconscious. The chamber's feng shui design reaches its full expression as the energy flows it creates begin to work their deepest magic during sleep. Ancient masters understood that the restorative processes of sleep could be significantly enhanced by proper environmental design, and this room represents the perfection of that understanding. Energy moves through the space in patterns that support cellular repair, emotional healing, and spiritual development throughout the night. Emotional awareness has achieved a state of perfect peace where all feelings are welcomed, but none are disturbing. Joy, gratitude, wonder, and love flow through consciousness like gentle currents in a warm ocean, while any traces of anxiety, frustration, or restlessness dissolve completely in the vast ocean of tranquility that has become your natural state. Time has revealed its ultimate secret, that the present moment contains eternity, and sleep is simply another way of experiencing the infinite depth of now. As consciousness prepares to enter the timeless dimensions of dreams and deep rest, the 3 hours of this journey feel simultaneously like moments and like lifetimes, creating the temporal flexibility that allows optimal sleep cycles to unfold. The silk wall hangings have become completely transparent, their painted landscapes now experienced as actual environments where consciousness can wander freely during sleep. These scenes serve as programming for dreams that will be peaceful, insightful, and deeply healing, ensuring that even unconscious experience serves the purposes of restoration and growth. Sound in the chamber has evolved into the music of the spheres themselves, not audible in any ordinary sense, but felt as vibrations that harmonize every level of being throughout the night. The water feature continues its gentle rhythm, but now each drop carries the accumulated peace of every sacred space, every moment of meditation, every instance of perfect rest in the history of human consciousness. Your connection to the vast traditions of Chinese wisdom deepens as sleep approaches, as if you're joining an eternal community of beings who have found true rest in spaces like this one. This isn't loss of individual identity, but expansion into something larger while maintaining complete personal integrity and peace. Mental activity has transformed into the kind of gentle, unfocused awareness that serves as the perfect foundation for healing dreams and restorative sleep. Thoughts continue to arise like bubbles in champagne, present but not substantial, meaningful but not demanding, creating the ideal mental environment for consciousness to transition smoothly between waking and sleeping states. The chamber itself seems to breathe with your breathing, its walls expanding and contracting almost imperceptibly, as if the entire space has become a living organism dedicated solely to your comfort and restoration. This isn't imagination, but the actual responsiveness of well-designed environments to the biorhythms of their occupants. As sleep approaches with the gentleness of twilight itself, you experience the profound gratitude that comes from being completely cared for by the accumulated wisdom of thousands of years of human beings who devoted their lives to understanding the sacred art of rest. This chamber, this journey, this moment of transition represents the gift of that understanding, freely offered across the centuries to anyone willing to receive it. The final moments of waking consciousness are filled not with the anxiety of losing control, but with the joy of surrendering to natural processes that know exactly how to restore and renew every aspect of your being. Sleep comes not as unconsciousness, but as another dimension of the same infinite peace that has been deepening throughout this entire journey. And as consciousness gently releases its grip on ordinary awareness, the chamber continues its protective, nurturing presence throughout the night, ensuring that sleep unfolds as it was meant to, as a sacred journey into the deepest healing and most profound rest that human beings are capable of experiencing. The ancient walls hold their vigil, the water feature maintains its gentle rhythm, and the aromatic atmosphere continues its healing work, all serving the single purpose of providing the most restorative sleep possible. In this space where time and eternity meet, where individual consciousness and cosmic awareness unite, where the wisdom of ages serves the simple human need for rest, sleep becomes not escape from life, but the deepest possible embrace of life's essential rhythms. And in that embrace, surrounded by the protective love of ancient wisdom and timeless peace, you find the rest that restores not just the body, but the very soul itself. The journey is complete. The sanctuary holds you safely. The eternal rest begins.